Alright, welcome back everyone. Alright, we're gonna play the map. Play me up, play me up. Nathan and his troops successfully land on the Japanese territory of Tokujima. Nathan's forces cut across the Tokujima towards the Japanese mainland. They are confronted by the Tokujima Defense Force. I believe this secures the western half of the island. We will commence operations to secure the eastern half. Once your operation's success so far is credited to the White Fangs. We thank you very much for your help. You're welcome. We're simply doing our job. I prefer if you weren't so overly familiar. Anyways, we've got to get back to my equipment maintenance. Sir, it's time for the briefing. Thank you. I'm on my way. Eastern half of the island is covered in forest. We need to advance carefully while make use of the terrain near the main highway. An enemy scout is approaching dead ahead. We'll intercept him. Oh, it's a bit too early for that. Initiate a lock-on command instead. Lock-on, sir. One where you use lock-on. Units get ready to fire at a moment's notice. When focus fire, unit fighting more than one unit's firepower can potentially do more damage. You completely destroy a tough unit. Don't let an enemy get away after you've locked on though. Otherwise they won't be able to use focus fire. Roger that, sir. That means don't use assault like you did in the first episode, Chris, and knock him out of position. Use focus fire, and then you do a lock on, and then you use a focus fire, so that you're doing the complete total damage instead of just some of the damage.
You've got buttly spice. Come on, you blooders.
Fascinating. This is what I was talking about in the last episode about Fog of War. I don't know if there's anything over here, if it's just ocean or whatever, but by coming up here, I waste a turn, but I get to see what's over here, so in case there's something hiding. Not sure what you're doing there, buddy. Commander, an enemy vehicle division is approaching us from just ahead, sir. We cannot muster a soldier solid defense with our current firepower. Can't give up just yet. There's got to be a factory near the area. If we can find it, we can make metal and turn tide. Wipe out the enemy units in front of us. We'll need that metal's cannon. First, we have to find that factory. All units, find me that factory. Yes, sir. We see where the factory is. I'm not going to continue to scout this area anymore. Literally here, but whatever. Well, fortunately, that puts me a turn behind getting over to the factory. So instead of me getting on top of the mountain on this turn, on top of the hill, whatever you want to call this little plateau looking thing, instead will be a turn behind that. I mean, because these guys only move 2 spaces, I can't exactly move the Lancers up any more than I already have. Bye-bye. Would like to have gotten behind him if possible, so that the one Lancer would be closer to capturing, but that did not happen. Luckily, it doesn't look like there's anything in between. No need to worry, even if the enemy pops up right in front of us, you can find out the enemy's movement and attack range just by moving your cursor onto them. You have to see them first, I'd imagine.
Ready and waiting.
Waiting for your orders, sir. Hello today. Keep going. You, forward. Wait, most. I captured a building. They ranking up. I refuse to allow that to happen. Using the actions such as attack and capture, unit can be promoted in rank. Rank, sir. Got it. It ranks up, be more efficient when attacking, especially when flanking from the side or rear. Units display HP gauge. Keep close on your unit's characteristics. You'll never have to worry about how to use them in the field.
Rifleman,
Wonderful. Enjoy the fact that this is a slow go. I'm making good money even though I haven't captured anything yet. There's a lot of guys moving around, which is making me nervous. Now let's get this. Clearly, even the building in front of me has already been captured by my yellow forces preemptively. So hooray for me. 7 versus 10, so he'll capture it in 3 turns, he'll capture it in 2. I'm not sure I want to move you up any more than I already have, but I'm not sure I've not got much choice either. They're just all bad options, really. Moving them up, I put myself closer to vehicles. By leaving them back, they could still get hit. Hooray, no damage. We're gonna capture this. Capture the building. You capture the building as well. Did you know? Sometimes when you're playing video games, you know, the smart answer is to do nothing. You know, then you know, the enemy comes to you instead of you coming to the enemy. And obviously, if there's a fair distance between, say, you and the enemy, it might make sense moving up, because instead of, you know, you sort of finishing in a zone where there's really not much you can do to save that guy. Instead, you're like sort of like sitting next to him and it's like, yeah, preempt strike, great. It's alright. We gotta make ourselves some metal tanks. Fucking give him a good spanker. We're gonna give you a spanking. Please produce 1 tank for me. Excuse me. Oh, good. Super glad about that part. Tanks beat scouts. Scouts beat lancers and other dudes. You know?
What's new?
Then I'm sure there's going to be some variation of like a flying airplane, helicopter, some anti-airs, maybe missiles, maybe rockets. Who knows? We'll see. We may have made rockets and missiles the same concept, except, you know, one is obviously air and one is ground / sea units. Just horse shit, of course. Why should your rockets only hit, you know, 2 of the 3 types, and then you gotta build a whole separate machine in order to take down air type units? Bam bam, take a damage. Who took damage? This guy right here. Yeah, I say that, but I'm not fine. I'm actually very sad. Why? Because I'm pretty sure I can get the upper hand here by dumping you into a forest, or hell, even maybe the city.
Time to bust a cap. Fair dinkum.
Okay.
You've got Buckley's mighty.
Pokey's fires. That worked really terribly. Let's go. Another tank. Another scout. Let's go. If I hadn't given up some of that money earlier, I'd have enough for another tank. Yeehaw. Gonna die. Nope. You are in fact going to die.
Just a scratch.
Hooray. Keep on moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up.
What's new?
Yeah. Die. Aha! Yep. The more damage I can do, the more likely you are to die. And the more likely you are to die, the less damage I take. Hooray! So smart. Hooray! No.
Come on, you flutters.
Lame, 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 lame. Normal fire. It's dead.
Bucket.
Someone needs to get beaten up. Alright.
My
Boom, boom, boom. Smash. That's 100%.
No time for standing around.
Close to it anyways. Those stakes. Okay. Fascinating.
Infantry on the move.
Alright. I'm gonna keep capturing buildings. We're gonna play the long game on this. Capture buildings, build up my economy, buy better stuff, basically overwhelm them that way.
Orders received.
One of the important things about any game, particularly a war type game, is you want the enemy has certain advantages and you have certain advantages. And the idea is to try to limit the advantages your enemy has while maximizing the benefits you have. So, for instance, if you're a very strong ocean nation, okay, then you need to kind of push that. And if you're not a strong ocean, navy nation, what you need to do is you need to find a way to take away that strength, either by making it a primarily land war or by creating underwater subs that could disrupt transportation, and or a above, whatever they call it, surface navy. You can win with more manpower if you're okay with losing excess manpower. Try to beat them with numbers. Gotta try to beat them with technology. You could try to beat them with logistics, i.e., if your soldiers aren't eating, they're not fighting, or if they are fighting, they're not doing a very good job of it because they're hungry. And then you have good old fashioned psychological warfare, which can be multiple ways of doing that. You can try and do it either by demoralizing your enemy, saying, oh, you guys are never going to win. I don't know why you're fighting, down to out and out propaganda, basically claiming that your side is the one that they really should be fighting for because of these shared goals, ideals, things that make a lot of sense when I'm talking to you about them. Because how could you be anti-kitten? Everyone loves kittens. Everyone loves puppies. No one can be anti-puppy. Like that. But with, political stuff. Like We have lots of food on our side. Why don't you come over to our side and you'll eat like a king? You know, little things like that. Throw the seeds out. What else? You know, basically try, and then again, it works on your side too. Basically, try to justify to your people who are fighting on your behalf that you're not the aggressor, but you're trying to defend your nation state by reclaiming land that is yours by right or whatever, you know, however you want to look at it. You know, well, we share more in common with these people than they do with their current country, or they're misrepresenting this group of people. They would be more comfortable within our society instead of their current society. And my personal feelings on this is, you know, on the one hand, if you're having an issue with your country, try to work it out. You know, like whether that's an individual problem or that's a deeper rooted problem, try to work it out. I understand in terms of there are some issues that can only be solved more or less at the end of a gun barrel. You can do it without, you know, obviously going to war per se, but when someone's livelihood, like, or way of doing things is challenged, and you're basically saying, well, morally speaking, slavery's wrong, and you're like, but our economy benefits off of that. I don't have to work, and I make lots of money. Who doesn't like that, you know? But again, it's a. Not saying slavery is good. It's definitely never good, but. Things we may consider today as normal might not be considered normal in 50 years, you know. And that goes for both. That goes for both political sides, whether you're conservative or progressive, you know. I sort of wonder about certain things that are I think is a little bit too far flung. And then sometimes I feel like, you know, we all remember the good old days, right? Remember those? Those were the 1950s. I mean, 80s. I mean, 90s. I mean, 1810s. I mean, you know, we're all nostalgic for a time period that we don't really know that much about, or we can fantasize about either a far-flung past or a far-flung future. Anyways. Hooray! We're gonna play a map. This is gonna be a long map, unfortunately. I can tell because I got a silver medal on it. Bonus missions found 0. Lovely. Ace's forces made their advance always on high alert using the main highway. However, sights of Allied forces wavering through several game trials have been reported. Reporting in, sir. The reports from our recon units that a squadron of Armesian armor units are heading directly for us, sir. What? Are you sure it's Armenian units? Our recon assets tell us that he has visuals on the unit and can confirm that it is ours. Thank you, soldier. That'll be all for now. What was that about? Are there more Armenian units besides yours? Yes, our recon units confirmed the details. Isolated armor unit. Interesting. Commander, another report from our recon units. Japanese units have been sighted. They've been deployed in the woodlands. Is the enemy's main forces are chasing the armored units? Regardless, if this continues, we will soon make contact with the armored units. Fortunately, we've detected them early, but the armored units seem to be advancing towards us. We didn't receive any communications regarding the reinforcements. Textbook talked about information warfare really gets thrown out the window when you're in enemy territory. Perhaps there's been some miscommunication with headquarters. No matter, we're going to rescue that unit. Alright, interesting.
Get up, move on.
not do that, I guess. Great.
Affirmative. Orders received.
Alright, well, at least you give me a little bit of vision.
Sir, your orders?
Look at all these buildings, holy shit. Because I'm sending you this way. Really, I should send you this direction. It'll be a long-ass mission. So much darkness, too. I guess that really depends, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess we'll just do that. I really hate when they put you in the center of a map and you know there are enemies surrounding every corner. You see, there's a dude up there. I mean, they did give me the Uber tank, which helps, like, a great deal, but, like, it appears this mission's gonna be heavily reliant on me producing lots of soldiers, capturing bases, and slowly whittle their economy away from them. Or whittle it in my favor anyways, since most of these buildings are gray, as you can see. So, the more buildings I can take, and if I can square off one side of this map and start moving, you know, north to south, east to west, you know, from one corner to the other, probably would be for the best. I'm gonna have to say, that guy should be mostly dead. Did not see you. Was not paying attention whatsoever. Should have murdered him. I'm not really great with green and yellow colors. I can tell green and I can tell yellow, but they're too close. Heavy metal, I've heard rumors, but it's the first time I'm seeing one. Well, it's a gigantic cannon. Never seen a weapon. Seen a lot of weapons in time, but not something as huge as that. Our firepower on that must be a different level. Well, we don't know how the enemy's going to attack us. Can't afford to be careless. All units, maximum alert. Well, like I said, I think the main goal here is to kind of bunch up my army and start, well, obviously try to prevent them from taking any factories. By preventing them from taking the factories, it'll lower the number of units they can produce. And then from there I can just overwhelm them with economy and strength. You know, obviously the more money I have, the more, you know, metal tanks slash recon units I can build. Time to bust a cap in his house.
You have got Buckley's might.
Riflemen ready and waiting. Infantry on the move.
All units report in. And we have a large number of casualties. If we continue like this, I'm afraid we'll be wiped out. Medical assistance are all we can lend hand. We're going to heal our troops. To the city, be able to heal from there. Let's get soldiers back and fighting and fend off attack. Roger that, sir.
What's new?
Infantry on the move.
On the move. So far so good. I need to see what's up in the upper corner here. Again, because we didn't start on one side or the other of the field, I want to assume that the enemy has basically got me surrounded, even though I can't really know that for certain. I'm just sort of trying to see what I can see, which is a bit difficult with my limited ability to put people on hillside, mountains, plateau things. We're gonna call these plateau things from now on. So we'll see. Problem with what I'm doing is I'm spreading out my forces, so if this tank or this unit or, you know, they're up here clearly, and they're down here clearly, and they're over here clearly, but I'm guessing they're probably not up in this corner, which means I should probably focus on the left half of the map and then start to expand to the right side of the map as I take the different city buildings, the factory buildings. Obviously this factory right here I need to get rid of ASAP. Because otherwise he'll just keep producing units from this one factory, I guess, and it's just going to be, sort of a rolling, okay, I came in and killed him, okay, I gotta kill another guy, okay, I gotta kill another guy, that sort of thing.
Bonza.
Awaiting orders, sir.
I'ma do this.
Right. So that's the other thing. By spreading units, I limit my ability to gang up on them, and so I take damage, even if it's just a little bit of damage. Die.